Okay, 47. The biggest thing that's going to confuse everybody is this thing right here that says angle of depression. An angle of depression is just like if you were looking straight out. If you were looking straight out and then you dropped down and looked lower, this angle right here, this would be considered the angle of depression. Okay, I think I drew a scenario out where, remember the guy checking out the girl. Do you guys remember that or no? Yeah, okay, so that's the angle of depression, okay? So anyways, let's draw the scenario. Let's see what's going on. It says that from the top of a lighthouse, so here's a lighthouse, okay? From the top of the lighthouse, and this lighthouse is 200 feet, the angle of depression looking out to a ship, okay, it is 23. So that means that this thing looking down to a ship is 23 degrees. So right here, this is 23 degrees, okay? Then looking out at the ship, here's the ship right here, toy boat, okay? Looks something like that. All right, so basically what we want to know is we want to know how far is this thing from the base of the lighthouse. Now I got a question. Is the distance of this top red line and this blue line, is that going to be the same distance? Yeah, good. It is, okay? So this is the same distance as this, okay? Because I'm basically creating a rectangle here, okay? And I know that that's 23 degrees. So there's two different ways that you can do this. The triangle that we're going to be working with, it has a 200, this side right here is 200 degrees, no, 200 feet. And then this is a 90-degree angle. And we know that this is 23 degrees, so could we figure out what this is? Yeah, we just have to go 90 minus 23. Okay? So do that real quick. And also, since I'm awesome at geometry, I know that these two lines are also parallel, so that alternating interior angles are congruent. So isn't this 23 degrees? Okay? So I could actually stop right there. I don't even need to figure out this. Oh, great. There's going to be an announcement during. Okay, so now that we've got this is 200, this angle right here is going to be 23. So that means that I can use, well, this is opposite, and then over something, right? We don't need this distance. It says how far is it from the base, so I need to know what this is. So this is my value that I need to know. So I'm going to set up a trig function, and I know that I've got opposite, and then this is adjacent. So opposite and adjacent, that's going to be tangent. So tangent of 23 degrees. Tangent of 23 degrees is equivalent to the opposite, which is 200, divided by x. Okay, now if I want to get x by itself, I have to do some manipulation here, where I'm going to basically cross multiply, or multiply both sides by x. And so I have x times tangent of 23 equals 200. And then I'm going to divide this side by tangent 23. And then this is what I need to punch into my calculator. So 200, and then this is tangent 23 degrees. So let's see what we get. So out of the way. All right, so 200 divided by tangent 23. And that gives me 4. Okay, so it's 471 feet away. All right, so that was easy. All right, so this distance right here is going to be 471.1 or whatever. Okay, so that's the distance. Oh, and it's feet. Bam. All right, almost done. We got 48. 48's cool. This is how it works. It says that log 7 is this, and then log 6 is this, and then it says find this without using the calculator, basically. Okay, so what? Well, actually, I am going to use a calculator, but I'm going to do it like this. I want to break this up into factors using 7 and 6. So let's see if 6 goes into 252. Let me pull this guy up. I want that, but then I want the calculator. Okay, so 252 divided by 6 equals 42. So 6 times 42. So watch this. Let me go back to this guy. And where the heck did it go? There it goes. Okay. So this is 6 times 42, and 42 is the same as 6 times 7. So here I've got 6 times 6 times 7. Okay? So if I have log of this, that means that I can break this up and expand it and say that this is the same as log 6 plus log 6 plus log 7. So you guys see how they give us the values here? So I'm just going to go 0.778 plus 0.778, and then plus the log 7, which is the 0.845. Okay? So once you add all that, then you'll get your answer. I'm not going to add it up because I'm going to try to finish this. Okay, so 49. Just like that previous problem, it says solve. So find all the solutions from 0 to 2 pi, but not actually 2 pi. So all I'm going to do is just subtract 1 from either side. So I have sine x equals -1, and then that radical is right there. To get rid of the radical, we're just going to divide both sides by radical 2. And then sine x equals -1 over radical 2. So we're going to rationalize, multiplying the top and the bottom by radical 2. Okay, and so now I see that this is sine x equals negative radical 2 over 2. So I've seen that before. That's everything that has a 45-degree angle. So basically I'm going to look at my chart, and everywhere I see negative radical 2 over 2, alright, so that's at 315, and then also at 225. So the solutions are in radians. Okay, so 225 is going to be 5 pi over 4. And then 315 is the 7 pi over 4. Alright, bam. There's that. Last one. I can't believe it. Here we go. So last one, it says find x. X is on the opposite side of a. So that's like saying find little a. Okay? So since we have these two opposite sides, this isn't a 90-degree triangle, so we can't use trig functions. So what we're going to do is just use the law of sines. So we can say, oh, actually, hold on. We don't know any of the angles here. We can't use the law of sines, okay? So that means that we have to use the law of cosines. So since we want to find a, let's go back to here, and law of cosines. So right there. Since we want to find a, that's the formula that we're going to be using. So let me put that up there. A squared, let's get this out of there. I don't know if I'm going to. There we go. So a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a. Okay, so I'm just going to substitute these values in. So someone grab a calculator real quick so we can compute these rapidly. Alright, so this is b, and then this is c. So then b squared is going to be, so that's 21 squared, plus this is going to be 42 squared. 42, well, that's a 2 right there, 42 squared. So figure out what that's going to be. And then we have minus 2 times 21 times 42 times cosine of 39 degrees. Okay, so real quick, what's 21 squared plus 42 squared? Should I just do it?
2205.
This is 2205. Okay. Now what's 2 times 21 times 42? What do all of these give me?
1764.
1764. Okay. Now it's going to be tempting to just subtract these two numbers, but we can't do that because PEMDAS says we have to do multiplication first. So we're going to be multiplying 1764 times this cosine of 39, but not yet. Well, actually, no, we can do that, okay? For a minute I was thinking that we had a, but we don't. We need to figure out what a is. So do this real quick. Multiply 1764 times cosine of 39. In fact, I might be able to just do it. 1764. I'm going to check your math. Times cosine of 39. Let's see if we get the same thing. You get 1370? Okay, good. All right. So we have 2205 minus 1370. I think that's what you had. Okay, now I'm going to keep this 1370 in my calculator, and I have to subtract it from this 22, okay? So I'm going to go 2205, so 2205 minus my previous answer, and I can do that by pushing second and then this button right here. There's my previous answer. And that'll keep that big decimal. And I want that because I'm about to take the square root. So I have all of this number right here, the 834.11, so 834.11 dot dot dot, right, equals a squared. So to figure out what a is, I need to take the square root. So we're going to take what's in our calculator and do the square root. So this guy right here, I'm going to go second square root and then second my answer, and it's going to punch everything in, the whole decimal, and then I'll get my answer, which is 28.9, we'll say. So that means that a, or x in this case, is 28.9, because that's what we got there. Okay? And that is the rest of the final. Good luck.